Across England, children from some Asian groups consistently underachieve in school. Their parents and carers may not have the literacy, numeracy and language skills to support them. They often find it difficult to understand the education system in this country or the role that schools would like them to play. Sometimes schools don't know enough about children's home culture and how best to work with families of Asian heritage. This can have a negative impact on the development of children's literacy, numeracy and language skills.
It's really important to get the women of this community to actually take a more active role within the children's education. If she understands what the school is teaching her child, the child is more likely to progress within school.
Schools can play a vital role in engaging Asian parents and carers in helping to break this cycle of disadvantage. There isn't just one solution. It's important that ways of engaging families are developed in response to local needs and in consultation with the local community.
My daughter came from school and she gave me a letter from the school that this will be going on.
I do look forward every week for coming into the next session.
Derby, Croydon and Rochdale have developed 3 different approaches to support family literacy, language and numeracy skills.
I came to this school because I love working with this community and had spent a lot of time at my previous school developing a community relationships and relationships with the parents that were strong and had a positive impact on the children's learning.
At Dale Community School, involving Asian families started gently, with parents and carers being invited into the school each day to collect their children from the classrooms. This helped to break the ice so that staff could then build a relationship with families and ultimately recruit parents and carers to the workshop sessions.
I think that the fact that the reception children see their parents coming into school and being part of the school makes it a very easy process for them. And there's that first conversation, that first dialogue that happens between parents and the children about what's gone on in school today. And that has to have a positive impact.
In Derby, the JET organisation has brokered a partnership between school and local families. Between them, they have designed a series of workshop sessions for families to learn how to support children with their literacy, language and numeracy, both at school and at home.
I've lived in the city pretty much all my life, and for the last 2 to 3 decades there have been lots of issues here, but primarily high unemployment, low educational attainment and lots of deprivation. When the Indian community came, their education levels were somewhat better and they did not have the same cultural constraints of not being able to send their women to work. So a group of us decided that we would try and make a difference, that we would engage with the key institutions of this city. 3 to 4 years on now, we have hundreds of people benefiting from our programme.
Although they might be teaching their children how to write, initially what we do in the class is show them how to write the letters correctly, how to produce the numbers correctly. Once they know how to do it themselves correctly, then they can teach that to the children. So the numeracy and literacy that we do embed within the course actually help with the development of the children as well.
Right, are you ready, ladies?
Family Literacy Project is a project that's centrally funded by the local authority, and that's a project that involves a teacher from within the school working with the children alongside an adult tutor who comes in to work with the parents.
आज जड़ा ना साइंस के बारे में जैसे गल करनी है, साइंस एक सब हिस्सा है करिकुलम दा जड़ा नॉलेज ते अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द वर्ल्ड विच आंदा है.
Why went it right? Me and Sophia work together very much as a team. I speak Murpuri, but Sophia speaks a variety of languages, including Urdu and Punjabi. So that caters for the different types of learners that we have. When working with young children, we encourage them to learn through play. This concept isn't really used by countries such as Pakistan. They use more of the formal learning approach. So understandably, these parents won't see play as learning. We explain to other parents how you can actually use everyday situations at home as well. So it's just, even though they don't know English, they can actually facilitate their numeracy.
हाँ जी मदद मिलती भी है जिले रीड कर दी बुक उस मुताबिक उन्हें पता चलता है किस तरह अंडरस्टैंड करना है किस तरह बोल सकते हो वर्ड हाँ जी.
Yes, she's learning from her daughter as well because when she reads books to her, and then she's speaking quite few words in English as well.
I'm learning in school what happened in school every day, every week. Then I can help her. So she doing very well. She progress getting well every day.
I'm doing this course because I was recommended by a friend who has been doing this last year with Mrs. Mahmood, and she said to me that it was very good. In the beginning I thought that being educated enough I didn't need any help or support how to teach my children at home, but I came here just to see how it was, and a couple of sessions actually changed my mind.
I think what we're doing in terms of JET is we're giving both sides a lot of confidence. So certainly in terms of school stuff, if they need any support, we're more than willing to talk to them, help them, involve them, and same with the parents.
For some people, schools are excellent because they're somewhere that they go every day. They have to take the children there. And depending on the school, some schools are really good at making parents feel really welcome and making the whole place feel non-threatening. It's their space, it's the parents' space, it's a community space, not just the teacher's space or even the children's space.
When the children see the parents are working alongside them, it's good actually, it's very happiness for them.
Especially as some parents that don't speak English, the children try to encourage them to learn English. So seeing their parents in this environment is a new thing for them, and it shows them that the parents are trying as well.
Men थोड़े बच्चे children help
God, अपने बच्चे ना बोलें तो फिर इतना भी आने
जी school
practice करने का.
Yeah.
She said Hizara practices at home speaking English with her children. They're all older than Mariam, so she practices at home and then tries to use that in the classes that she comes here.
I would like to do interpreting, as I know Urdu and Punjabi and I can speak fluent English. So I mentioned it that, and they did say that they will help me. I mean, besides me, there are other mums that need a lot of help in other fields like computing and other things, and all the needs are looked after.
What the mothers have now recognised is there are a lot more things that they can do in terms of training, that it isn't just about ESOL, about trying to improve their English, but it is about finding out methods of how they could improve their children's education in turn.
A lot of the parents now, we've built their self-confidence and self-esteem. They have stated that they want to access other learning opportunities, such as learning how to use the computer, developing their English language skills. So where JET can help, we do help them, but where we don't have the facility, we signpost them to other agencies within the community.
The best thing is about these meetings are just working together.
Seeing the happiness, the smiles on the children's faces, and when they do the activities, because a lot of these parents don't have the time or the opportunities to try these at home. I think it's the sense of achievement that we get.
It is, yes.
There are people who really worry about schools. I've come across parents who say when they smell the smell of a school, they feel the same thing in their tummy as they do when they smell the smell of a hospital. They're that nervous about schools and teachers and rules and all that kind of thing.
So often parents were put into a classroom, they were given pages of sums and they either got them right or wrong. And for many parents now, there's a real fear that when they have mathematics, they're going to be asked to do pages of sums.
Time, height, time, depth.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to know how many things can go into that actual box.
In Croydon, the focus is maths with a difference. In this family numeracy programme, parents and carers are finding out about measurement and the vocabulary and methods used at their children's school. While the parents learn together in one room, their children learn about measurement with the head teacher in another room.
I always enjoyed teaching maths because I was a maths coordinator in the past when I worked at other primary schools, and I was a maths advisory teacher for a while, so I have got quite a bank of skills, and it's really good to be able to use them again with the children in the class.
I have to help my mum because I'm smarter than maths. She needs to learn maths to teach me how to do more maths because I don't know that much about maths. Mine's bigger than me!
As a school, we identified that our numeracy results were not in keeping with our literacy results. So we wondered if we actually had a course where parents attended and were given knowledge, mathematical knowledge, giving them more outline on the vocabulary they needed and the type of strategies that are used in school. We thought it would have more impact on improving our numeracy results throughout the school.
You have this amount of boxes, you want to know whether they fit, for example, in the cupboard.
Absolutely. All these things, all this vocabulary, which doesn't necessarily have to be mathematical, but it can be everyday language that you can use at home. You need to know what time school starts. Okay,
Parents that come to family learning courses usually join, first of all, a very short course. They might join a taster and then move on to something a bit longer. And eventually we get them onto moving onto more intensive courses where they can do accreditation. Probably one of the best ways of recruiting other parents is to try and use somebody who has already benefited from a program.
We both working as PALS. PALS stands for Parents as a Learning Supporter. We both working in Croydon, and I work in primary sector. And Kumudini.
I worked in secondary school. Our project called PALS, Parents as Learning Supporters, has been one of our great successes because these are parents who've already joined family learning reluctantly but have got such a lot out of it that they are so enthusiastic about, selling these courses to other parents. As the children start school, their English starts improving. They are more in touch with what's going on and are able to manage in the community much better. And the parents, there is a drift between the parents and the children.
When I joined into family learning, it was very helpful to me to speak and read and write in every way, because it helped me to help my children. And I think it's important for the other parents as well, and who they came from abroad. It's very important, I think.
It ought to be that everybody has an opportunity for family learning at various stages in their children's lives. Recruitment is difficult because people don't really know what it is, and unfortunately also sometimes in the schools the teachers don't really know what it is and what the benefits are.